Order! Order! You are an incorrigible delinquent at times. Behave yourself, man!
Now, a new report claims European attitudes towards Brexit have hardened in the 6 months since the referendum. Not our attitudes, but those of our European colleagues, cousins, whatever you want to call them, or former cousins soon to be. Let's talk to the report's lead author, Professor Anand Menon. Good morning to you, Professor. I mean, attitudes hardening then, based on what?
Well, the person who wrote that chapter has been doing a lot of interviewing with people in governments across Europe and in Brussels. And even if you look at the official documents being published, what is striking is the other member states are not in the mood to give us our cake and let us eat it. So they won't let us stop free movement whilst enjoying membership of the single market.
That's nothing new, though, is it?
Well, I think it's new for some people. I think there's still some people who hope that we can get a deal that allows us to get rid of the bits we want to get rid of and keep the bits we want to keep. All we're saying in this report, well, we're saying two things. One, it's too early to say what Brexit will look like in detail yet because the Prime Minister hasn't told us what she wants. But two, we shouldn't expect an easy ride from our partners in Europe.
But again, I wonder for people watching if that's any different from what we heard pre-Brexit, when we were being told very clearly from I mean, certainly from the French, that they would give us a very hard time if we voted to come out of the EU. I mean, primarily because they didn't want to encourage anyone else to follow our path.
Well, yes, there is a bit of that, but there were also campaigners on the Leave side who were saying they need us more than we need them, so they're bound to do a deal because, after all, they're not going to let their economy suffer in order to punish us. At the moment, it looks like some member states are willing to take an economic hit in order to maintain the principle of the integrity of the single market. Now, obviously, 2 years is a long time, and the 2 years of the negotiations, many things can change. All we're saying in the report, though, is we shouldn't assume that they'll simply roll over and try and maximise their economic well-being at the expense of their political interests.
But was anybody assuming that in the first place?
Well, as I said, I think there were many people campaigning on the Leave side during the referendum who were saying they're going to give us a deal, it's in their interests, they're not going to harm car producers like BMW or Mercedes, so we will be able to get ourselves a special kind of deal with them, and they'll make exceptions for us.
I mean, with the greatest of respect to you and your team, a lot of people may wonder what the point of a report is 6 months to the day since we had that vote, that historic, resounding Brexit vote. What the point of this report is, in the sense that, you know, we're still months away from triggering Article 50, which then still puts us 2 years away from actually coming out of the EU. We were never going to be in much of a place this far along, were we, to really know what was coming?
Well, no, we don't know what's coming, but the point of the report is to take stock, because we can get a lot of sense of the changes that we're going to face. We've got changes going on in our politics, changes going on in the organisation of our state, changes going on in our country, if you look at the language that the Scots are using, and we thought that 6 months on was a good point just to take stock, to pause, to look back and say, so where have we got to now? But you're right, when it comes to Brexit itself, we know very little, and we won't know much until March.
Professor, good to talk to you. Thank you.
And you. Have a good Christmas.
Oh, we cut him off. Mid-Christmas message.
I've been getting away with it all my